My wife has been talking to some coworkers of hers. They're close friends, coworkers. They do go on work retreats together and spend a little time together. And I have found, I stumbled across some threads where she had been referencing some conversations she had with them about some previous partners she had had back in college, and sort of talked about them kind of braggingly so, kind of glorifying the glory days, so to speak, and it really hit me pretty hard. And I am just trying to figure out how to handle this information.
Welcome back to Kingston Reviews. Derek here. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we're watching a John Delony video where he's got a guest on. The name is Jessie, and he's talking about his wife, the Tramp that is talking about her college experience and all the fun she had with all these different guys. And apparently she thinks it's a great idea to go ahead and talk about this with her co-workers, which is uber embarrassing to her husband of 20 years, right? Gotta think about that, guys. Like, how would you feel you've got your spouse talking about ex-lovers from 30 years ago? How embarrassing is that? You know, what does she think about you if she's still talking about the guys from 30 years ago with her coworkers, and now you have got to walk around at the Christmas party with these same coworkers looking at you like a lump on a log? That's pretty crazy. And to make things worse, now we're gonna have John Delony do some mental jujitsu to figure out how he can blame the guy in this situation. It's absolutely shameful the way that he does this. If you reverse this once again, this is not even up for conversation. You're a creep. Why are you talking about stuff from so long ago? There's no respect for your spouse, your wife. But here he's going to start digging and searching for how John can blame the guy. He is the ultimate white knight, looking out there to protect every female's position. In this situation, he's completely right. His wife is dead wrong. Also, please hang around to the end of the video. This is a two-part video. On the back end of the video, I'm gonna have a video of a black Karen that has zero respect for her man Larry. You gotta see that.
Let go of the bag. Shut up, Larry.
Video at the very end here. Very interesting. Very similar lack of respect for men of quality, men of value. It's something that's very common today. Guys, let me know what you think, but let's go ahead and continue with the video.
I hear the hurt in your voice, okay? Let me ask you a few questions. So you say the glory days. Did your wife have multiple sexual partners back in college?
That's another big difference between the two of us.
Hold on. Let me just answer that question. Did she have multiple partners back in college?
She did.
Okay, she did.
Yeah.
So when she was talking about the quote-unquote glory days, give me some examples.
She would say things like, in the context, she'd be talking about, former relationships and how she had lots of love in college. That was a quote. And how the ages 19 to 23 were like heaven, or she hopes that's what heaven's like. And she would reference a few of the men and about the story that accompanied that, and when they talked about it at the last trip they were on. And
the story about, so she went into detail about having sex with one of these dudes or a couple of these dudes, and what she liked about it, didn't like about it, and all that?
Fortunately not. Not a lot of detail, but I'm just seeing the tip of the iceberg. I'm just seeing the reference on when this story was associated with this person or that person.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this a little bit. He says the tip of the iceberg. Now, I've been married myself 25 years. I've been with my wife going on almost 30 years. I've been with the same woman, and I'm telling you guys that women, just the way that they are, the way they feel people perceive them, especially their husbands, is the number one most important to them. Just the perception, not the reality. The perception is what they find to be the most important thing. So they guard that with their lives, okay? So they are not going to tell you every single detail. You would have to fight, scream, and yell to get those details out of them, and you might need a lie detector test to make to get the full details.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But the reality is that he does know this woman really well. So if he's looking over these texts, he can tell that the references that she's making in the text, that there's much more detail in the personal conversation. Like, he knows his wife's speaking style, right? You know, one of the things that I found out about women, just, you know, with us associating with other couples and whatnot, they love to kind of feel each other out. You know, where do you live? Where do you work? Where does your husband work? Their perception to each other is way more important than guys' perceptions to each other. Guys just usually just don't really care beyond a few things, right? But for women, their perceived social standings with their man and with other men, with women, is of a top priority. So she's going to keep that information about all the different guys she was with. She's not going to share everything with him, but the fact that she's sharing these with other people, which now her husband has to associate with at the Christmas party, maybe if he drops her off at work, is so disrespectful for her to be continuing after 20 plus years to be talking about ex-boyfriends that she banged in college almost 30 years ago. Is absolutely wild work, right? Like, you just can't, like, why are you doing that? And if you are, you need to stop, right? I mean, and he needs to stand up for himself. He needs to have some self-respect. He doesn't have to call John Delony to find out that that's wrong. And John, of course, he's looking for how he can find blame in the guy. You can see the way he's asking the questions, that he's looking for a way to blame the guy for being, you know, controlling. Or, you know, are you safe? That's his favorite thing, is, are you safe? But the reality of this situation is, this guy's a good guy. He married someone that did some bad stuff in college that she probably shouldn't have done. A lot of people do it, but she probably shouldn't have done it, and she shouldn't be thinking about it anymore. She's been married 20 years. Time to move on. Let me know what you guys think, but that's what I think is important here, is that he feels like, why is she still talking about this? What else is she hiding from me? But she's willing to share with these other people.
How do you know it's the tip of the iceberg?
Well, what I stumbled upon was her text thread where she referenced those stories, where when they were together, you know, she talked about this guy, and that's when, you know, we were at this resort when I was telling y'all about this guy, and those are the threads that I'm seeing. So I'm now sort of discovering that she's talked about these former sexcapades that she's, you know, when they're together, and then while they're chatting on the text thread, the social media text threads, you know, when they're talking, you know, referencing more about it and making more jokes or just whatever she's just talked about. I just can't believe she said these things. And
So is her past a surprise to you?
no,
Okay.
that's kind of my twofold question, is obviously finding out that she is, you know, when I married her 20 years ago, you know, I put her past behind me. And it took me some time to get over that, but I did, and I don't want to shame her about her past. You know, we're moving forward, and I thought we were moving forward, and now she's got this new group of work friends she's been with the last 6 or 8 years, people she didn't know in college, and they don't need to be talking about that stuff.
Okay, that's it right there. That's the issue.
Yeah, she's brought her past into our marriage and into our current life.
Whoa. You and her brought her past into your marriage.
So this is what I'm talking about. He's been looking for the guy to say something. And what he's going to try to say here is that, you know, he's not being respectful of the fact that she has a past and that he thinks he's better than her and all this kind of stuff like that. That has nothing to do with it, right? Reverse the roles and see if it makes sense, right? Let's say he's talking about his coworkers, about those fine young ladies that he was messing around with in college and how great it was and the things he did to them and all this kind of, just even think that coming out of my mouth doesn't even sound right, saying to coworkers, right? And then group texting that, right? And then now her husband or his wife would have to associate with those people at Christmas parties, and they're looking like she's probably just an old bag of crap because he's still talking about the past, right? Respect. You got to have respect for your spouse, and that's something that is really lacking in this situation.
You signed up for it.
Yeah.
Right? And I think in your mind, putting it behind us means we're going to pretend this never happened.
Hell yeah.
And that is like, that's not a reality. Like, it did happen. All of it happened. And now that she's had 20 years with somebody who's safe and stable and predictable,
boring,
she look back on some of the stuff that happened and be like, yeah, that was actually a good time. It was stupid,
Yeah.
and we're young and dumb and whatever, but I'm just thinking of...
how I can blame the guy.
I don't know. Every time I get with old friends, we tell old stories. But and again, to your point, they were there, right? Did y'all have an agreement that?
So I'm gonna stop the video right here because, like I said, this is where John starts doing his mental jiu-jitsu to try to figure out how he can save the woman, you know, how he can be the white knight, save the woman, and how the guy can be the bad guy. Or, you know, what people really do in a lot of these situations is they say that be the better man, right? Like, you're a man, you can be a man and figure it out, be the better man, that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, I really don't want to hear any more of that conversation. If you guys agree or disagree with me, let me know. But let's go ahead and get into that other video I told you about, the black Karen that had the delivery guys come to her house. I'm going to separate this into a separate video too. If you guys want to watch the shorter version of each one of these videos, I'll have them set up as individual videos as well. But let's go ahead and get into that video.
Out the doors on there, it still won't fit. Your refrigerator measure at about 20.
Measure this refrigerator, please, while you, Mr. Handy Dandy tape measure man. Larry, will you bring me the tape measure from the other room? No, I'm not.
Poor Larry.
You can get your dispatcher. Dispatch.
Okay.
Dispatch.
Okay, wait a minute.
Larry, bring me my phone because I need Lowe's on the phone right now.
Alright, okay. Alright, look, I'm just trying to give you an understanding.
No, you don't. Sweetie, I have a doctorate degree. There's nothing for
You
you to
got a doctorate
understand.
degree?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Phone.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and...
No, get away from my door. Sit down. No.
So let me explain something to y'all, okay? I've been married, like I said, 28 years. I've been with my wife, but I've been with a few different ladies, and I've talked to a lot of women, and I think women and men, we all have our faults. One of the problems that women, especially if you're a halfway pretty woman, a lot of the problems that they have is everyone gives them constant attention and gives them a lot of leeway that they wouldn't be able to get away with as a man. And what this creates is it creates a mental condition in which they feel like their behavior, they can pretty much do anything they want without a whole lot of repercussions. If you look at the way that she was like, go sit down, like, she's been doing this, okay? She's been doing this for a hot minute. Like, Larry has been broken down to the very last compound.
Broken down to its very last compound. See how it sound? A little irrational.
Okay, Larry is done. Larry is toast. She done broken Larry down. And I'm gonna turn you guys on to something that's even more interesting about a young lady like this. Okay, the way that she's talking, the way that she's used to trying to control those types of situations. Believe it or not, the guy that she's messing with there, that delivery driver that she's giving a hard time because the doorway is 29 inches and apparently the fridge is 29 inches, so the Lowe's requires a little bit more room in order for them to make that type of delivery. They obviously don't want to damage the people's homes, that kind of stuff. And so he's trying to follow the protocol, right? But the fact is that this lady, she says she's a doctor. I'm going to bet you guys dollars to donuts, anything you want to bet, that this lady, under most circumstances, Larry doesn't even know it, she fools with dudes like that delivery driver.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
She wants someone to take control that she can fight with, that he's not going to take no kind of crap from her. And on the side, she's messing with dudes like that delivery driver. Believe me or not. You guys let me know what you think, but I believe that that's the type of lady that she is. She would not get away with this with anybody else, and I guarantee you, when she runs into a guy like this probably turns her on, Brad. If you guys think I'm wrong, let me know, but I guarantee you that she messes with dudes like this on the side, and poor Larry got to sit there and take it.
That's not my husband.
Oh, wow, Larry, damn.
We got another door, bro. She is
You
crazy.
close that door if you touch one goddamn thing and...
Yeah, this is what I be talking about, man. ahead and load this thing back up, bro. We gone. We gone. It's over, bro. Back it up. Man, can you please get out of our truck? Please get out of our truck. You see what I'm talking about, JJ? Bro, they don't pay enough for this, dog.
She attacking him. She got his backpack on. She tripping, man. It's the black woman. She said she got a doctor's degree. He's just trying to grab his bag.
Smart brother right there. He says hands in the air.
This shit is crazy.
Look at Larry. I feel bad for you, Larry. Larry, you need to move on, brother. Wait till you see how she treats Larry. Wait till you see this, man.
Some weird. Listen, man. We gotta go, man.
I can't get up. She got me.
Everybody just get up. Why are you bleeding out the mouth?
Because he hit me in my face, and I'm trying to
See?
Ash, bro.
help me!
Ash, let go of the
Shut
bag.
up, Larry!
She just smacked Larry in the face.
I don't know. This man was.
Help me!
We was trying to deliver her refrigerator.
Now she's hitting him with the feet. You see that, right?
Help me! Let me go.
He's only holding his backpack. Let his backpack go.
So let me try to explain like this pretty girl social disorder that I think a lot of women have, these Karens typically have. Imagine from the time that you were, let's say you were tall, right? And the time you were 8 or 9 years old, everybody starts talking about, man, you're really tall. You know, you're tall and you're good looking. You're tall and you're good looking. Like, one of my sons I think he's a good looking kid, and he's always been good looking, and so he gets a lot of attention. Well, guess what happens? Even if you're a male, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Someone's giving you constant attention, like, wow, your jawline, you look so good. You're tall, you're handsome. Well, what happens is you start thinking this is part of your personality, and also you start getting away with things, right? Women will allow you to say and do things that they probably wouldn't let someone that's less attractive do, and so you act accordingly, right? Like, you can say things that are a little bit smarter to them. You can get away with it. You can touch and do things differently that other guys just can't do. It's the same thing with this female, right? She gets a lot of attention. She says jump, Larry says how high, baby.
Ash, let go of the
Shut
bag.
up, Larry!
Right? Well, she's used to that kind of attention. She's used to being able to scream and just say, he hit me, and the guy gets in trouble, the guy runs off. She can kick him, as you can see here, and she has no fear, no repercussions. I guarantee you that this lady was not charged with a crime. This is a crime, right? And no one even watching this video is saying like, hey, yeah, call the police, let's go ahead and charge her. They're willing to let this all slide because she's a female and she's pretty. But once again, this woman has a disorder. She's something mentally wrong with her. And it happens to a lot of women, especially the pretty ones that get a lot of attention. They just don't know how to handle it, and their personality turns to poop. You guys let me know what you think. Let's wrap up the video, wrap up the rest of the video here, but let me know what you guys think.
Why is she bleeding? Because he hit me in my face.
Whoa. You've been here, Larry.
Yes.
What's happening?
Tell her, Larry.
What's up?
If you don't smack that dude.
Look at Larry. He's such a good guy. Larry, you're an awesome guy, dude. Look at that.
She got a 29-inch refrigerator.
This man has the patience of a god.
At least got all the measurements. He put it in the app or whatever. So, we was trying to leave. Ali was trying to tell me to help him measure it and hold the tape measure for him. She told me no, stand there. I'm like, what? No. So I walked around her, you know what I'm saying, and I helped. Make a long story short, she locking us in the house. She walked to the front door. She locked us in. We ran to the back too, and then she ran into the truck. Hot in our truck. Was blocking us to get inside the truck. She grabbed me. She did not.
Larry. So just real quick, I don't know if you guys caught that, but she just told Larry to shoot the dudes. And you know, I watched this guy Frederick Jean. I don't know if you guys ever seen his videos, but check out his videos. He always says, don't protect women. They'll get you in a lot of trouble. And in this situation, you can see she's trying to get Larry in trouble. And also, I wanted to say that these guys were super smart. You know, she's kicking, hitting him. She's got his bag. But yet, these guys have the presence of mind to acknowledge that they're in a position that if they strike her, do anything like that, society is going to hold them accountable, not her. And so the fact that I give them kudos to these guys, man, for the patience that they showed, for recording it and making sure that they protected themselves, because without a recording, just imagine this, right? Think about it, right? Think about what this would sound like if she's explaining what happens to a police and you don't have videotape evidence. We've got to acknowledge, you know, our presence in society. I don't want to get into the black-white thing and all that kind of stuff, but like, these are big guys, and anything they did would be held against them in a court of law. That's just the reality of it, and I love the fact that they were thoughtful enough to record it, right?
Trying to take his bag, now her mouth is bleeding. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now she's crying, acting like she's addicted. She's got the neighbors pulling up, acting like we in the wrong, bro. He was just trying to get his stuff back. I was telling him, bro. Don't even chase him, bro. Like, wait till the police. He trying to get his bag because it's his belongings, bro. Just let the bag go. Just let go of the bag.
It's on my arm.
Watch this. Take this arm out.
Okay, no.
She's attacking me.
No.
It's the customer. It's this other guy that was with him. She said it wasn't her husband. But he advocated for everything.
Ain't nobody getting punched.
No, it ain't her husband. It's somebody else.
Ashley, what's in the bag? Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video right here. You know, as I told you guys, I've been married over 25 years. I've, been with my wife 28 years, and I'm telling you, you just never know women completely. They really are worried about their perception, and so they'll always try to keep a couple little things behind. So ask a lot of questions, guys. The first video was about that wife that's been married for 20 years with the guy on the Delony show, Jessie, and basically she's going around telling her co-workers about her previous escapades and how crazy it was, and poor old husband looks like a loser while she's talking about these great experiences in the past. Just really bad behavior in general for a wife, and very embarrassing to the guy. And of course, John Delony, the white knight, trying to come in and save the day. Then we've got Black Karen getting a 29-inch fridge delivery. And what we see here is a pretty woman that's used to getting her way. And poor old Larry getting broken down to the very last compound.
See how it sound? A little unrational. A lot of MCs like to use the word dramatical.
Is just completely doesn't know what to do. And I secretly believe that this lady, this Black Karen, if you saw her the way she was acting, I believe in real life, she's actually attracted to dudes like the delivery driver, guys that don't take her crap for nothing. Ain't gonna let her get away with it. And I would imagine if they're doing some deliveries to the doctor's office later that week, that they might be doing some late night deliveries, and poor old Larry won't know nothing about it. If you guys like content like this, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Really important for my algorithm and to motivate me to continue to put out stuff like this. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.
Ash, let go of the bag.